beautiful beings. Welcome to my new office. It is probably pretty echoey in here, so I pre-apologize for the echo. Actually, right after this video, I'm going to be putting up a bunch of sound absorbing pads because it's very echoey. I also have a new backdrop. I'm really excited about the backdrop, and that should be coming in hopefully in the next week or two. So I figured I could have the same backdrop as before, but why not switch it up in a new place? I think that that's great. Today we are talking all about why you should not talk to your spirit guides. So it's going to be a quick video, but it's going to be a good one. I think this is incredible information and it definitely needs to be shared. So not only am I going to tell you about the 3 top reasons why you shouldn't talk to your spirit guides, but I'm also going to give you 3 solutions. What did I call them? Oh yeah, what you should do instead of talking to your spirit guides. So yeah, it's going to be a good video. I am once again at an undisclosed location. I think my members know where I'm at, but yeah, I feel so good getting out of LA, and yeah, I just feel like the energy is really shifted. There's just so many people in LA, and like a lot of people have really dense energy there. So yeah, it was time. It was time for us to leave. So anyway, before we get into these top reasons why you shouldn't talk to your spirit guides, just 2 kind of calls to action. One is if you are looking for your soulmate or you are looking to realign your current romantic relationship, then I highly recommend you check out the Love Attraction event. It is 2222. It's about a 2-hour long workshop. It comes with a 20-page workbook, and it's incredible. Like, even those of you who showed up really loved it. We got incredible feedback, and there's a ton of activities in there that are really fun to deep dive into to really understand what you're looking for in a relationship and to realign your relationship to a higher vibrational frequency. Last call to action is tomorrow is the 22nd. So I believe I did download a channel, a recording for Rama Institute. So they're having a wonderful festival. So check that out. The download that came through was really mind-blowing. Like, I felt so jazzed up after. And then I think I'm also, like, I love how I'm like, I think it's tough when you're moving because everything's up in the air, but I'm also speaking, I believe, at Portal to Ascension tomorrow. I think maybe, anyway, but I also have the coaching call. So not only is it 2/22/22, but it's also the 22nd of the month, which means I've got 2 coaching calls, one that is members only and one that is for the public. So I want to let you know you can either pay $9.99 for the public coaching call, or you can pay $9.99 and be a member and get a free coaching call. So I highly recommend that. So check out the membership platform. We're doing so many improvements on the membership platform. Like, it's really coming along. I love it. I loved our Q&A that we just had yesterday. I'm like, what day is it? That was so much fun. So check that out. However, if you really want to be chosen for the coaching call, I will recommend hopping into the public coaching call. Right now, we only have, I think, 20 or 30 people who are signed up. So if you really want to be chosen and you want to have a 1 in 30, 1 in 40 chance of being chosen, that's the place to be. I think our membership coaching calls, we have 100 to 200 people, which still is a pretty good chance of getting chosen. Much better than lottery odds, that's for sure. All right, cool. So that's it. That is all my things. Oh, also, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. That just kind of helps out, you know, myself and the vibe and really just spreading the word. So I do appreciate that. And of course, like this video if you like the video. All right. 3 of the top reasons why you should not talk to your spirit guides. Reason number 1. it takes focus away from your other gifts. I have seen this over and over and over again. Anytime, like, especially in the past with my clients, everyone's like, I want to talk to my spirit guides, or I'm talking to my spirit guides all the time, or, oh my goodness, EA, I'm not psychic because I'm talking to my spirit guides and they're not talking back, and woe is me because I'm not really, talented and in tune, and like, shit's obviously going down because I'm not hearing my spirit guides. There's such an emphasis on needing to talk to your spirit guides, and then likewise needing to hear them talk back, that if you think that you're not talking to them or you can't hear them, then you assume that you're not psychic. I have seen it time and time again, all right? The focus on needing to talk to your spirit guides and needing to hear them talk back actually takes the focus away from all of your other incredible divine spiritual gifts, right? And we're going to talk about what you should do instead later. So I just want to say, number one, why you shouldn't talk to your spirit guides is it really truly takes focus away from your other spiritual divine gifts. And I've seen it all the time. I've seen it happen all the time. All right. Reason number two, why you should not talk to your spirit guides. It disempowers your own knowing. And I'm not trying to say that spirit guides are bad or wrong at all. Not at all. But think about spirit guides as like, at first I wanted to say teacher, but they're not even, because you are your own greatest teacher. Like, spirit guides aren't there in your life to teach you. Spirit guides are in your life to guide you down the path that you created for yourself, right? So like, they're just guides. So think about spirit guides as like a parent or a parental figure. Parents are really, they're there to teach you, but essentially they're there to guide you along life, right? Now, if you're constantly calling your parents up, hey, what about this? Hey, should I send off this email? Hey, what should I get for Uber Eats tonight? Hey, what's going on? Hey, should I take a walk? Hey, what's going on? It's like, if you rely so heavily on your spirit guides or so heavily on your parents, for example, what's going to happen is it disempowers naturally your own intuitive connections and gifts. So as crazy as that may sound, that spirit guides can actually disempower you. It's your attachment or a need for those spirit guides that can actually be super disempowering. All right, so just kind of being aware of that is really important. Okay, the third reason why you should not talk to your spirit guides is they actually might not be your spirit guides. And this might sound kind of freaky or creepy or whatever, but once again, I've seen it time and time again where, like, honestly, really powerful people have gotten caught in this. And I know I've heard this a lot from other people. Really, I can't call them like trolls or naysayers or negative people at all. They're just people who question. Like, I've heard this a lot. Like, Elizabeth, like, how do you know that who you're talking to is a good being? And I'm like, great question. And it's really important to question that. And for me, my response to that is I've had so much experience in the darkness, getting attacked. I've had experience with dark entities pretending to be good, light, high vibrational entities. And I've been able to feel that out. I've been able to question that. So any being that does not present itself in pure unconditional love, it's a very easy tune in for me, And so what I've seen a lot of people get caught up in, like I said, even very powerful people, is, their spirit guides, like this one individual, you walk into a room, spirit guide's like, turn on the light, turn off the light, turn on the light, turn off the light, go sit over there, but only sit on this cushion. And, I'm hearing this person's recount of what their spirit guides were telling them. And I'm like, spirit guides would never tell you that. They would never. I had a client once, and he's like, oh my God, last year my spirit guides told me to go to this course and spend $50,000 on this course. And he's like, it was all a fraud. And I'm thinking, your spirit guides would never tell you to go to a $50,000 course, spend all your money, and for it to turn out to be some dark teacher or some sort of fraud. Your spirit guides would legitimately never tell you to do anything. Thank you so much, Rico, for that super chat. Like, my spirit guides have never told me, they've never told, like, if they tell me anything, they're like, Elizabeth, we recommend that you drink more water. And if I'm like, screw it, I'm not going to drink more water. They're like, okay, cool. Like, your spirit guides would never usurp your own free will. They would never do that. So the amount of people that I have encountered and clients in the past that I have encountered where their spirit guides are telling them to do something, and immediately I'm getting this icky feeling, and turns out they're actually dark entities playing around with this person, manipulating them, saying, I'm your spirit guide, I am a Palladian being, and whatever clear abilities. Like, for me, it was a dark entity masquerading as a white light angel. And this was like years ago, and I was meditating, and this beautiful, large angelic woman with this pure white billowing dress, like literally it's like flowing in the wind, like the absolute epitome of what you would think an angel looks like. Because I'm clairvoyant and I see everything on the other side, that's the image that they gave me. So I see this beautiful picture of this angel, and she starts relaying all this information. The information wasn't vibing with me. It wasn't resonating. Not only that, but I wasn't able to feel her soul. I wasn't connecting with this angel's soul. So I stopped her and I said, I don't know, show me who you are. Oh, dear child of light, I am this angel who is here to guide you into purity. I'm like, no. Who are you really? Oh, but here I am. I am a spirit guide of yours. I am this angel of light. No. Who are you really? And when I asked the third time, literally this angelic form started to kind of break down, and this dark entity with these sharp teeth literally lunged out at me, and I'm like, all right, cool. I felt it. I felt the disconnect. When you have the experience of the darkness and you have the experience of that unconditional love, nothing beats that pure unconditional love vibration. Nothing beats that. So with my wife, she's clairaudient, and she's just starting to open up, just this past year, open up really truly her clairaudient abilities. So for her, although she can't see anything, she can hear it. So she gets these messages. My name is Ashtar. So apparently the Ashtar command reached out to her, and this is what we think that you should do, and this and then that. And then I'm like, babe, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like the Ashtar command. It just doesn't feel like good energy. And she's like, no, they're telling me that this is who they are, and they're telling me that they are my spirit guides. And I'm like, no, I don't think so, babe. I really think you should question it. The second she questions this Ashtar command, okay, that tell her that they are their, her spirit guides, and they're here for her best interest, they literally start saying, Satan's at the door, we're gonna possess you. I'm like, oh my God, she's like, am I possessed? I'm like, no, babe. But the second that you focus on that energy and you bring it in and you have that curiosity and you question it and you, oh, okay, well, what do you mean by that? And what do you mean this happened 10 years ago? And tell me more. You're really feeding into it. So it's interesting, I'm really getting reminded on my beginning of my spiritual, development, when you start to open up, and you do not have any discernment whatsoever on light or dark, you bring it all in and you end up getting really viciously attacked. And I think we can all agree on the attacks that we've all experienced. We have to go through this. And so, unfortunately, she's really suffering with those kind of attacks. And for her, she's hearing everything. So I want to let you know, the third reason why you shouldn't talk to your spirit guides is they may not be your spirit guides. You can't just assume that everything that's in contact with you is light and good. You have to have that discerning approach, just like you have to have the discerning approach on a platform like YouTube. You know, does this person resonate with me? Yes or no? All of you should be asking yourself that rather than just being like, okay, Elizabeth April, okay, that's the truth because it's coming from you. Absolutely not. All right, you have to, well, I'll take some things, I'll leave some things, I'll come back to some things, right? And that is where we should all be. There's no one person and there's no one spirit guide that is completely correct. And I want to actually give you another kind of like understanding of spirit guides. So spirit guides are, I never knew this. Like literally when I first started awakening, I thought spirit guides were like ascended masters, the end all to be all, the absolute truth of the universe. I don't know why I thought that, but I guess you just, no one really tells you otherwise. This is why I'm telling you otherwise. So I've told this story once or twice before. So I had a roommate. I was in university. Her name's Hannah, and we would she was actually a philosophy major. So we would just, philosophize all day long about just everything. And the one day I was like meditating in the living room, and I think she was off doing schoolwork, and I see this, he was a blue man. He was a half man, half horse. He had a bow and arrow, and it literally looked like he was off. So I closed my eyes, everything's black. Literally looked like he's off in the distance, like almost on this hill, like way out there. And he's got his arms crossed like this, and he's scowling at me. And I've never seen a blue half man, half horse creature, being, whatever before. I assumed he was some sort of interdimensional. So I'm like, hello, can I help you? Like, what are you doing in my mind? You don't belong here. This is not your space. I'm trying to meditate. And so he comes closer. And so I questioned him. I'm like, yo, what are you doing here? He's like, I'm Hannah's spirit guide, my roommate. She was very upset at you last night. And like, you told her, like, so I'm a bit of a, well, I'm a messy person, but I'm also like a cleaner. So I'm just a weird, duality. So anyway, so I told her the night before, I said, Hannah, like, you can't keep leaving your dishes in the sink. Like, sorry, I think that's the garbage truck. I don't know if you can hear that. It's like all the new things of having a house, I guess. Yeah, garbage truck. So anyway, I was like, you cannot leave your dirty dishes in the sink. Like, it's gross and like it's attracting flies and whatever. So this guy comes up and he's like, you can't talk to Hannah that way. That was inappropriate and it really upset her. And like, he was really emotional. And I said, whoa, like I've never really experienced an emotional spirit guide. Like usually there's pretty neutral, pretty cool, calm, collected. So I said, look, like she didn't tell me that she was upset, and like typically she communicates that stuff. So like, I don't think that you're right here. So we're kind of having this debate, and I said, okay, whoa. So I call Hannah into the next room. I'm like, Hannah, hey, can you come here for a second? Like I'm meeting this spirit guide of yours, and he's upset with me because he says that you're upset with me and that I shouldn't talk to you that way. So I have her sit down on the couch, and I said, hey, like, what's going on? Like, are you upset with me? Because if you are, then I can talk to you in a different way and like, figure it out for next time. And she's like, I'm not upset with you. I agree with you. I left my dirty dishes in the sink for a week. Like, it's gross. Like, I'm going to do them next time. Right. And I said, this is weird. Like, why is your spirit guide overreacting like this? I thought that they were like higher evolved beings, whatever. So I said, look, dude, like you can't come into my space. You're not welcome. I did not invite you here. I was not, needing information for her. She didn't invite you into my space. So I said, you got to leave. You got to get out of here. And so he's like, I'm not leaving. And so I told her, I said, Hannah, like, look, like this guy isn't leaving. Like you have to tell him to get out of here because he's not listening to me. So it was so funny because she can't see it. So she's like, hey, I don't think we had a name for him. Hey, horseman, whatever, like, I want to let you know that, like, I'm okay, and, like, you don't have to stick up for me, and, like, can you kindly leave my roommate alone, and whatever, and so he, like, trotted off or whatever. I didn't realize till many months later that I think she was a Sagittarius, and Sagittarius, the horoscope symbol, I guess, of Sagittarius is, I think, a half man, half horse with some sort of bow and arrow. I remember seeing the symbol later on. I'm like, oh my God, that's her. And I'm surprised that you could have a spirit guide that's also a horoscope. I don't know. It was weird. But that was the moment that I realized spirit guides are not almighty. They are not above the universal law. Spirit guides are actually learning their own lessons in their dimension. And they are connected to us so that we can help them learn lessons too. So the biggest reason why you should not be relying on, you can communicate with them, okay? But you should not be relying on your spirit guides because they're also limited. They are not pure source energy, right? So here's what you should do instead. So I gave you the almost four reasons why you shouldn't talk to your spirit guides. These are the 3 things that you should do instead, obviously, if they resonate with you. Okay, number 1, open up your mind to receiving information in other ways. I believe we can get downloads in our dream. I believe we can get downloads from reading a random article that pops up. I believe we can get downloads from talking to a stranger on the street or overhearing a conversation that was just divine. I believe that we can get signs from, numerology, right? And weird synchronicities. So if you're always focusing on only receiving information from your spirit guides, it blocks you off from receiving information in other ways. And once again, it disempowers you into thinking, I'm not psychic, I'm not good enough, I'm not hearing my spirit guides, so they're not hearing me. It has nothing to do with that, all right? We have to reframe our thinking here. The second thing you should do instead of talking to your spirit guides is listen to your own intuition. Once again, spirit guides do not know it all. Think about it. Like a lot of you are like, I want to go to my Palladian, spirit guide because they have all this information from the 8th dimension. Most likely you have a Palladian spirit guide because you were a Palladian yourself. So think about it. Not only have you existed as that being, but you've existed as all of those human or all of those interdimensional lifetimes in between, and they're still stuck as that one being. You know what I mean? So you not only have all of their knowledge, you have all of the knowledge in between that knowledge as well. You have typically more knowledge than your spirit guides. Not in an egocentric way, but just in a way that, hey, we have to be reframing that just because they're in a different dimension doesn't mean that they know more than we do. We came from that dimension. Most likely that's why we know them. Spirit guides aren't random beings assigned to you. They are past life companions, like truly, truly. All right? So once again, listen to your own intuition. You have all the answers from within. These beings don't necessarily. All right? Okay, and third thing that you should do instead of talking to your spirit guides is please, please, please work on your discernment. Oh my goodness, like here we are in like the most polarizing, time in human history. If you cannot discern between a YouTuber that has good information that's aligned to maybe universal truths and a YouTuber that's just spouting off some limiting, polarizing, lower vibrational chaos, then how are you going to be able to discern between entities that are really, truly great at manipulating and beautiful spirit guides that are here to guide you and help you? What I recommend is if your discernment is not spot on, if you are not fully confident in discerning between pure love, unconditional energy, and dark manipulation, if you do not know the difference, then cut off all communication to the higher realms, ground yourself, figure out discernment in the 3rd dimension reality, and then move into the higher realms and discern from then on. Okay? I always recommend whoever you're communicating with or talking to, because I do believe we are all psychic and we can all do this, please always ask, show me your true self. I want to feel into your vibration. Immediately, you should either feel completely cold, separated, distant, nothing, dark, low energy, or you're going to feel unconditional love. And unconditional love is an energy that there's no questioning it. Once you feel it, there's no questioning it. If they're still trying to project a false unconditional love or a false light in a sense, you should know right away. Unconditional love hits instantaneously. A false projection is, I don't know if this is right or not. If you don't know, if you're still questioning, you already have the answer. And the answer is no, all right? So that's really how you discern. You have to understand the frequency of unconditional love. Likewise, you have to have the prior knowledge and experience of the darkness, which is why we all get psychically attacked upon our spiritual awakening, is to teach us the difference between light and dark. I cannot teach you that. There's nothing that I can do or say as a guide. Likewise, there's nothing your spirit guides can do or say. It comes from experience. That knowledge in particular comes from experience. Okay? Okay, awesome. That's about it. So hopefully I will see a lot of you at the members only coaching call happening tomorrow. And then we also have the public coaching call as well happening tomorrow, 2/22. So check it out. Perfect time to really get your questions answered and, align yourself to the veil that will be very thin tomorrow and start to manifest, plant seeds as to what you want and how you want to really experience this life that we're living, because you get to determine that. No one else, not your spirit guides, not God, not a man in the sky, not an interdimensional being, definitely not me. You get to experience life the way that you want. And tomorrow's a great day to set those intentions in motion. All right. Once again, be sure to like this video if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share this video on your social media platforms to share the love and good vibes. All right. Until next time, I will see all of you in the 5th dimension frequency.